African Republic prepare for a meeting with the country's new interim government. The men don their best uniforms for the encounter, which follows the Libreville peace agreement earlier this month. Under the peace accord, the weakened President François Bozizé promised to include rebel factions in a future national unity government. Troops from the Comac peacekeeping force have traveled to the Seleka base 75 kilometers from the capital Bangui.
I am reminding them that it is their duty and obligation to respect basic human rights. They must not subject civilians to brutality. They must not be tempted to rape women and other such behavior. It is all punishable under the law.
The rebel coalition groups a wide range of factions, including students, army deserters, and others. The commander has organized a seminar to explain the accord and to outline rules about discipline.
I am calling on the head of state to assist us in taking part in this process of setting up the new government.
The Seleka men admit some damage has been done to civilians and their property, but they claim the peacekeepers are responsible for continuing harassment. The cost of maintaining the interim peace is payment of money to the rebels, who will get pay and supplies for a month. Time for the peace talks to conclude.
Israel's election has resulted in some surprises. Exit polls indicated that there is almost an even split between right-wing and center-left parties. But Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's liquid Batania bloc won the most Knesset seats, giving right-wing parties a slight edge. Mr. Netanyahu must now form a coalition government, but some of his critics say that is not a sure thing. CNN's Sarah Seidner has more.
This wasn't the kind of victory Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was hoping for. His victory speech wasn't grand and hawkish, but short and conciliatory.
I
believe that the results of the election are a chance to make changes that the citizens of Israel are looking for, that serve the general population of the country. I intend to lead these changes, and for this, I've got to make a wide government. I've already begun that.
A sitting prime minister with a second chance, acknowledging voters want to see change. His coalition had more than 40 seats combined before the vote. After the vote, 30-something. Israelis showed their desire for change in a way that surprised the pollsters and pundits. They gave the second highest number of votes to a new party just formed last year called Yesh Atid, which beat out the established Labor Party by a couple of seats. Its leader, Yair Lapid, is a former TV news anchor who called attention to the high cost of living and social injustice. He's demanded that ultra-Orthodox Jews be required to enlist in the armed forces like everybody else in Israel.
The state of Israel is standing in front of uneasy challenges. We are facing economic crises that threaten to destroy the Israeli middle class, facing a world that will boycott us because of the diplomatic freeze, and facing the breakdown of social equality. There is only one way that we can face those challenges: together.
If the exit polls prove accurate, there's only a slim gap between the center-left parties and the right-wing bloc, which was expected to form the government with Netanyahu's coalition. That means Netanyahu may have to reach out to centrist parties while still courting the settler-based party Jewish Home. Jewish Home vehemently opposes a Palestinian state, while the centrist parties support the concept that is one of the underlying fundamentals of the now dormant peace process. And if not, what will this new government look like in the end?
To edge past Togo in Tuesday All-West Africa Derby in the ongoing tournament in South Africa. In the final game of the day, Tunisia scored in the dying minutes to defeat Algeria 1-0. We have details in this report.
Kosi Agassa. Just before half-time, Togo equalised after Serge Gapka's corner. Jonathan Aite knocks it into the net. making it all square. The decider comes in the closing minutes of the match. Yaya Touré's kick is anticipated brilliantly by Gervinho, who finds a net with the outside of his foot. The Arsenal players mobbed amid scenes of jubilation in the stands at Royal Bafokeng Sport Palace. In the other match, it's a North African derby pitting Algeria against Tunisia at Rustenburg. Group D is a challenge, but Tunisia coach Sami Trabelsi believes his side is strong enough to progress. Algeria come close to scoring on the half-hour mark. Islam Slimani converts Sofiane Fegouli's cross only for the ball to bounce off the bar. Tunisia steal victory at the close when Youssef Misakani finds the net with a quality curving shot from outside the box. The performance from the player nicknamed Little Mozart is a rare moment of style in an otherwise untidy match. After the opening round in Group D, Côte d'Ivoire and Tunisia lead with 3 points each.
Well, that's all for sports. Back to you, Ajay.
Thank you. An interesting update there, but before we come to the end of this edition of the news, a reminder of our top stories. Efforts to indigenize the Gambian judiciary have moved forward by several notches following the induction of 20 locally trained legal practitioners into the bar. Independent Electoral Commission Chairman Alhaji Mustafa Karayel and aides have commenced a nationwide awareness-raising tour to better prepare voters for the fast-approaching local government elections. President Mahamudu Yusufu of Niger has defended his decision to send troops to northern Mali, saying the French-led war against the Islamists is just. And in Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud Batanya coalition narrowly won the majority of seats in the Knesset, but analysts say forming a broad-based government could be an uphill task. Well, that seems to be all in this edition of the news. Thanks for watching, and Fatu, good night.
Getting frustrated with your mobile internet? With QCell's fast, reliable and affordable 3G internet, you can use the internet the way you want, when you want and wherever you want at unmatched speeds. You can have access to all your favorite sites and applications like WhatsApp, Skype, Facebook and Twitter. With QCell, you can stream videos and download the content you want effortlessly. QCell Mobile Internet. Stay connected.
The history of the struggle is rich with the stories of heroes and heroines. Some of them are leaders, some of them are followers. All of them deserve to be remembered. maa ngi tudd Alhaji Modou Ndiaye ñu gën maa xamee ci biiri biiri suma benn arabic teacher nag moo ma tuddee woon biiri bi mooy lim miin mooy xale bu dëgëroon boppala so maa ngi woon ak suma xarit yi maa ngi kontaan keroog biñ ma jëlee Makati Square yóbbu ma play second division ci suba si dimanche ma play fourth division the following year ñu select ma ci national team bi ak bi 1901 ñëwee fii ma play naa dëkk bi yëpp team si yëpp waaye man lañ ci choose pour ma dem Denmark play ñoom manager Denmark bi presently ñi ko yóbbu European Championship ba pare from there ñu select ma demaat Spain play foofu Banjul may doon play for Walidaan ba 1987 jamono jooju may play Europe ñu bari xamuñ woon Gambia parce que soo cegee suñ ne Maradona ne Argentina obviously